bottom line here is that the president has left.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakbadash. And I want to say Shalom to Yakinakwat out there, pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you real quick for just a little short one. I found this video clip. Now, there was a speech, I guess, that was made today. And this is from ABC News. Let me see if I can get to the point right here where it was titled, President Trump vows to bring Iran back to the Stone Ages if no deal is made. So it's another one of Trump's hissy fits. All right, throwing a fit, being a toddler. All right, that's what he is, the big fucking orange toddler. He just throws fits and lies. And, America's beat Iran like, 10,000 times at this point, right? They blew up all their nuclear capabilities, but they're still working on taking out the nuclear capabilities. They have boots on ground, but they don't have boots on ground, right? They're ruining their infrastructure, but their infrastructure isn't damaged, and they need to damage it some more. It's a bunch of parallel bullshit is really what's going on. He'll say something, and then basically within the next week he'll say, we're working on, doing this, or we're not going to do this. And then a week later he'll do, I made a couple of lessons in this past, well, now it's new month, April. Well, now it's April 2nd, but it's 4 a.m, so technically I'm still coasting on April 1st, right? So, but really it's technically a different day. Not technically, biblically, we're in the same day now, but how Esau rolls it. It's sundown to sundown. They do theirs in a completely different way. But I haven't gone to bed yet. I'm kind of a night owl, so I said, let me go ahead and make this other lesson because I hadn't made it yet. I just didn't really know what to do. And I just got to talking, and I said, you know what, let me go ahead and actually do something. But, so President Trump vows to bring Iran back to the Stone Ages. And that's his new thing. In reality, it's going to be the other way around, right? Except, it's not, Iran is going to, end quote, right, bring America back to the Stone Ages, but there ain't going to be no Stone Ages to be had, all right? It's going to be bring them back there, and then, there's not going to be any development, all right? It's not going to be ooga booga figuring out fire again. It's just going to be wiped out, right? There's going to be a mass extinction event, all right? And that mass extinction event is going to be done at the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay? So this guy's hubris is completely ridiculous. And what I thought was interesting about it is not just another lesson about Trump, is I like going on these, from time to time, these news articles, because, man, the hate for Trump is fucking overwhelming, right? It is overwhelming. It ain't like, you had a couple years ago with his first stint. Some people really fucking hated him. You had a lot of people that liked him. As far as presidents go, no, I wasn't in the truth when he first came out. I thought he would have been better than fucking Hillary, right? When that whole thing was going down. Now, politicians are a bunch of bullshitters anyway. They're just professional liars. So I wasn't, too giddy for any of them. But however, out of the whole Trump and Hillary, I said, Trump's probably the better one there. All right. Plus, you had all the emails and shits that were already leaking about Hillary and all this weird, crazy. There's this weird shit going on with Hillary. She's weird. The Clintons are a bunch of fucking weirdos. Trump's not any better, but again, if you had to choose one, right? But so yeah, that was back in, what was that, 2016? So that's well before I came in the truth. Well, I won't say well, because I came in the truth in what, like late 2019, 2020. But yeah, man. Now it's to the point where Republicans have backed out. They're not even fucking with them anymore. You have Republicans these are the guys that went out and got the MAGA hats. I'm not talking about I'm Republican, I'm not sure about Trump as a candidate. I'm talking about these die-hard, live or die fucking Trump cultists. And you got people, they're burning their MAGA flags, they're burning their MAGA hats, they're taking it off, they're losing it. My father and his wife are very big MAGA people. All right, well, were right? Were, all right, and you know they had their kids, her kids, all right, stepmom, her kids were very, very big because they're Edomites, of course. You know, very, very big on the MAGA. I remember they got MAGA hats and everything, and that was back in the day. And you know, that's before, you know, some people were already deep in the hatred of Trump. I didn't think he was too bad. He did some decent shit in his first stint, right? That was the ruse. That's how they get you. They, you know, that was his whole plan. And because this guy's a warlord, man. This guy's really reincarnation of Nero Trump. All right, and that's what Nero Caesar. All right, but that's who he is. He's Nero Trump. But he's you know, as the apostle Tahar calls him, Nero 47. And this guy is dumb, but he's also smart. All right, if that makes any sense. He's doing things methodically, and it seems like he's just a bumbling fool, but he's doing things methodically. And a lot of people, you know, they say, oh, he's got to drain the swamp, he's got to get rid of certain things, he's got to do this and that, and he's got to reset. No, because he's making these promises, oh, we're going to get rid of these things, we're going to get rid of, you know, outside you know, labor, and we're going to replace it. But here's the thing, he's right about one thing. All right, he's going to get rid of something, but he's not going to replace it. Okay, this is the same guy that said gas prices were going to go down, food prices were going to go down, Ukraine war was going to end as soon as he got into office. I mean, he said that, what else? There was not going to be any boots on ground. And then he said so many different things, man. He also said that he was going to give not like something likened unto a stimulus check for or like a return twice for the excess amount of tariffs that have happened. All right. Have any of you got a tariffs check? No, I haven't got a tariffs check because guess what? They don't exist. He said he was going to do it, and he didn't do it, right? He said he was going to do it, and he didn't do it. I mean, look at all the things that happened, you know, in his reign before he left. I mean, he bumped up the unemployment benefits during 2020 during COVID. He bumped up the food stamps. He bumped up the well, didn't bump up, but he gave out, you know, 2 stimulus checks. And a lot of the time that's the time people are most financially secure, right? So he did those things to say, oh yeah, this guy, you know, he helped. And then now we get into 2026, and yeah, man, they're completely ridiculous, man, completely ridiculous. And he made laws for EBT that you can only get it for 3 months. If you're, you know, homeless or unemployed or whatever it happens to be, and then after that you have to work 60 hours at least a month, I believe, and which isn't really anything. Or you can volunteer, you can do a bunch of stuff like that. But he made that, and then he cut the benefits, man. He cut the benefits, and Nevada's already crazy as it is. I looked up today what the average in Nevada is per month, and it's about 190. You know, 190 for I think that's the updated amount. But yeah, 190 a month. 190 a month. All right, that's insane. And they're not giving you that. They're not going to give you that. All right. But that's just the average. All right, that's the average. That's not what they're going to actually give you. Okay, so they're not. All right, but that's how they got you. They got you under that ruse, man. They got you under that ruse. Said, you know, and make you everything's a fucking lie in this society, man. Everything's a society. And it's to the point now, if they said that they're not gonna go to somewhere, they're gonna go there. And if they say they are gonna go there, they're not gonna go there. All right, you know, if they start saying that we've never been to the moon, I'm gonna think that they maybe might have went. I'm just playing, because we know they're not going to make it. All right, they're not. It's biblical. All right, they're not going to be able to touch foot on the moon. All right, they just can't do it. But yeah, the big thing was all these comments in here that I was really getting a kick out of, because I mean, look at these views going up, man. All these views going up just as you see it. But you see, the files must be really bad. This one was one of my favorites. It said, nearing completion, April Fools, because of course it was April Fools when, you know, yesterday. But yeah, man, it's just funny to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this with the sound on. We're gonna let Trump talk out the side of his neck, and then we're gonna grab a couple scriptures and close out. I'm just I get a little rambly at night, but it's just they're just funny to me. They did a whole big rouge. It's methodical, man. They knew what they were doing. The first time he's in, they have him do some good things. And then people get, completely attached to that image because, as the Apostle Gabar says, he's a cult of personality. And that's what he is, a cult of personality. And you get all these people attached to it and, diehards for this guy. I mean, he's selling merchandise like fucking Elvis Presley or the Beatles sold merchandise, right? Not so much as now anymore because these guys are burning their hats. But anyway, I got off topic. But like I was saying, my dad and his, new wife and then her kids, stepkids, they were all diehard MAGA, and my dad was like, he's always been in with politics, but I'm not gonna say anything right too much because I don't have not much good to say, but he kind of did her thing, and he got deep into Trumpyism, all right, to an extent, and they were all into it. Now they're not in it at all. They're like, oh, fuck him. They really left us out in the grass. And, my grandmother, all right, on my mom's side, was very, very big into Trump. And I asked my mom last time I talked to her, I said, hey, how's grandma doing on that? She's still big on Trump now. And she said, yeah, she agrees with some things and some things not. I'm like, well, she used to be diehard. So a lot of these people, man, are moving away, but it doesn't matter. They already got your ass by the balls now. But anyway, let's go ahead and play this. Let me turn this up, and then we'll get this and let him speak. So here you go.
Groups. The bottom.
Let me actually go from right around here because she's just rambling on.
Selena, thank you. This is day 33 of the war with Iran.
We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
Tonight, 5 weeks into the war with Iran, President Trump, for the first time, addressing the nation, touting what he describes as the triumphs of Operation Epic Fury.
Tonight, Iran's Navy is gone. Their Air Force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them, terrorist regime they led, are now dead. Their command and control of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak.
The president also addressing the global oil crisis, calling on countries desperate for oil to, quote, take back the Strait of Hormuz, that critical waterway now effectively in Iran's chokehold.
Go to the Strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally.
Stating the rising gas prices here in the U.S., now topping $4 a gallon, is only temporary.
Remember, because of our Drill Baby Drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we are #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet.
Polls showing Americans are eager for this war to end.
And I liked what someone said. Someone said, if we have so much gas, why is it $5 a gallon? It says, I'm 72 years old and remember when America was producing our own petrol products and gas was 28 cents a gallon. Then we entered the world market. Now America is a petrol addict purchasing petrol from foreign agents like a meth head begging for a fix from a drug dealer at the park. Yeah, this war has killed millions of Iranians. I've seen comments from Americans about this war. Americans care about their oil prices, not human lives. This is what they call democracy. They haven't killed that many Iranian citizens. They have not. All right. And the amount of deaths that they reported on the American side are a lot more. All right. If you go look at outside sources, as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to post a Reddit post tonight on my account that I keep anonymous again because, not the brothers and sisters. There's weirdos out there that try to find out everything about you that they can. But maybe I will, maybe I won't. Lord willing, we'll see. The Spirit told me to do it. But I want to post on Reddit, on to Ask Reddit. I'm going to say, Iranians of Reddit, Trump has said that your country is completely decimated. Is this true? And I want to see what happens. And it might get taken down, it might not. But I want to see, because if you look at the other outside sources, England and all these other places they're talking, it's a real big embarrassment. And America's not doing well over there at all. But according to America, we've already won, 10 times. Not, I just say we as in, the people that are here. We're winning. All right, if that's what win looks like, I mean, how many times you got to win? I mean, we've destroyed the bunker silos, like 4 or 5 times now. We've already destroyed all of their nuclear capabilities like 4 or 5 times now. All right? I mean, we've done it 4 or 5. How many more times do we got to destroy something that's been destroyed? Because he'll say, oh, it's been destroyed, and then you'll hear worry about, they're trying to take out, the nuclear infrastructure. Well, they already did. And then you'll hear it again and be like, we completely took it out. Well, there it is, taking it out for the second time. That's good. And then you'll hear more about trying to get rid of their, you haven't taken out shit. You haven't taken out shit. And the thing is, if they've killed millions of Iranians, no, it's probably not millions. That's what they're reporting. And again, the world's a stage, man. Everything is set up. Esau is going to make it look like he's not getting hit as heavy as he is. If they say, they have 13, I don't believe for a moment there's probably more deaths than that. But last time when they said, there was only 13 American deaths, no. If there was only 13 American deaths, you got to look at the picture, man. Look at the picture. They're upping the enlistment age. I don't know what they said. Finally, 47? Something crazy. 37, 47. They're getting plans and preparations for the draft. All right? They're going to raise the draft age. They're going to start drafting women. Okay? Does this look like a country that's winning a war over there and doing good? No. That's when shit's getting bad. They start doing that when shit's getting really fucking bad. Okay? They did that in World War I. They did that in World War II. And they're getting ready to do it because it's World War III. Okay? It's getting bad. And the only other time they did it before that was in Vietnam. All right? World War I, bad war. World War II, even worse almost. Vietnam, fucking horrible. All right? And then they're getting ready to do it for this. So what do you think? It's going to be a really bad fucking war. It's going to be real nasty. All right? But these people, again, the pride of thine heart deceive thee. All right? Thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock. That's dealing with Esau. And, and they know. All right, just like I made that earlier lesson today, they know they have but a short time. All right, that's why they're doing all these different things and coming up with these inventions, because they really know it's not looking good for them. They can feel it in their Edomite soul. All right, what little of it they have, that their time's almost out, man. Their time's almost out. So let's go ahead and grab a couple scriptures. One of the ones I want to get primarily is here in Proverbs 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And you see, these are these not the people mourning? Look at all this, man. All these comments, not any of them are good. Look at these. I'll just rattle some of them off. It says, imagine that, bringing Iran back to the Stone Ages, and he can't even control his own butthole from shitting all over himself. A fool giving a speech on April Fool's Day. The irony. If we have so much gas, then why is it $5 a gallon? What else? It says, need more. This is just the same thread of comment. It said, didn't General Curtis Lee May say we should bomb North Vietnam back in the Stone Age? How did that work out? This guy says, never forget the files. Does he know the planet is filled with other humans beside his dumb self? This one says, the world's watching, that's for sure, and we are disgusted. What else? 25th can't come too soon. Another one says, send Donald to the Trump. Another one says, Iran should say that they'll reopen the strait when Trump is removed from office. You can keep on going on and on and on. No formal declaration of war makes it murder for both Americans and Iranians. Remember when Einstein said, I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. And you're never going to get to the point of sticks and stones. You're just going to be, sent back to the Stone Age without any of the developments that the Stone Age had. This guy said, we had an opportunity to strap him to the Artemis 2 rocket before it launched. This one says, that's not a negotiating statement. It's a colonial apathy. Is that supposed to be apartheid? I don't know. A statement. No new wars. Another one says, Trump is bringing America to the Stone Age. Nothing positive is happening. So there's not a single positive comment on there, right? Not a single positive comment at all. So that is a great example of Proverbs 29:2. The people are mourning, man, because the wicked are in authority. It was already said the earth is given in the hand of the wicked. Okay, so if the earth is given in the hand of the wicked, and when the wicked are in authority, the people, when the wicked are beareth rule, the people mourn, and we see people mourning right now. We know that the Lord said the earth is given in the hand of the wicked. That means that whoever's in power right now must be the wicked. And then you'll go into scriptures like Jacob is Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning that follows. So it means that when this place goes down, that means it was Esau. Who's in rulership right now? Esau. If the earth is given in the hand of the wicked, that's already the biggest hint right there. Who's on all the money? Who has the most land? Who colonized the most land? We did that yesterday in the lesson, right? Who colonized the most land? Esau. So who's in rule? Esau. So who's the wicked that rules the world? Esau. Esau is the wicked. And it also says it right in the Bible. It says, it shall call them the border of wickedness, all right? So... and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation against forever. All right, there's your homework, is the word indignation. So Proverbs 12:19, it says, the lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. And again, we got this the last time he lied. It only, his lies are, man, the shelf life on those motherfuckers is low. All right, it's bad. It's bad. But, the guy's going to keep on lying. He's going to keep it up. Because he's, a lot of people are like, he's dumb. He's dumb, but he's also smart. He's not, stupid in that regard. He is delusional, but, he thinks, again, he's Nero. Look at what Nero did. He's, it's the same thing. All right, it's the same thing, except he's not even doing bread and circuses like that. The people, it's worse than his rule as Nero, because as Nero, he kept the people entertained with bread and circuses, all right? Constant partying at festivals and shit, and it's really not working anymore. Where are the breads and circuses? No one's really distracted anymore. I mean, there are distractions, and there are people that aren't paying attention, but, I'd say the world's the most political right now than it's ever been, okay? People weren't screaming in the fucking streets to go out and vote when, Bush was in office. They didn't like Bush, but there wasn't the hatred towards Bush wasn't as vehement as towards Trump. And it's insane, man. It's insane. It really is. So Proverbs 26 and 24 through 26, it says, this is in the easy to read version, right? We'll get in the King James version first, but I want to make it easy to read. So it says, verse 24, evil people say things to make themselves look good, but they keep their evil plans a secret. And this guy just wants to make himself look good. He wants to make America look good. We're winning. You're not winning. It says, verse 25, what they say sounds good, but don't trust them. They're full of evil ideas. They hide their evil plans with nice words, but in the end, everyone will see the evil that they do. All right, and this is all part of an ultimate, even more sinister plan that they're going to completely, try to establish this new world order and ship the citizens and have all these concentration camps, these FEMA camps and all this shit, and start putting people up and start beheading people that don't, align with their beast system. It's going to be a whole thing, man. So get ready. All right, don't get too used to your neck. All right, so, it's not going to be every single person that's going to be beheaded, but it's most, right? Most. So there are a few that are going to get off with it, but most are going to be beheaded, man. So if you don't take that chip, right? There's going to be some people that aren't necessarily martyred, but there's going to be more that are martyred. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of people that get their heads chopped off because of that. The apostles were talking about it. I believe it was Apostle Bar. I watch a lot of Apostle Bar's videos. He's the primary guy that I watch. I don't want to just call him a guy, but primary apostle teacher that I watch. And him and Pastor Har, and Elder Manatazatba down there in GMS, South Carolina. But those are the three that I watch a lot of. Oh, I can't forget Apostle Ramallah, because I haven't watched some of his videos in a while, because there was a stint where I was watching him pretty much primarily, and then I switched over to Apostle Kabar, watching him pretty much primarily. And I'm sure there's a time where it's going to be Tahar and Apostle Tahar, that I watch pretty much primarily, and then I bounce back and forth. But I get really in depth into the teaching styles, right? And man, I already lost my. Oh yeah, it was Apostle Gabar. He said, now this is fake news. This never happened according to Esau. But there was an article talking about how China was sending out guillotines. All right, and he mentioned that, but that was never existed. That never happened, right? According to Esau, that was never. Nope, nothing like that ever happened. News gets out and they cover it up. But this is the King James Version of Proverbs 26 and 24, which is, again, why you can't trust these guys. They're just a liar. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so does his wickedness. You can't trust these devils, man. So Proverbs 26 and 24 through 26, I got to hurry up. I got 5% battery. So verse 24, let me actually hit enter. It reads, he that hateth disassembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair speeches, things that sound good, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. So you can use this for Esau as well, because they try to hide these things and, do these little, crafty, deceiving things. And don't believe him, man. Don't believe him. It's just, I sure believe in Esau in 2026, man. That's really a telltale sign of your foolishness. Because these guys aren't to be trusted at all, man. At all. I mean, specifically for a guy that says they've completely disassembled the Iranian missile infrastructure. Like, I don't even know how many times now. So many different times now. All right, you just keep winning. Man, look around in America, see what's going on. Yep, they sure are winning. All right, we're a society of real winners here. Nah, this place, man, right? If you don't happen to be in America, don't believe anything that they say about this fucking place. It's all a fucking bunch of lies and propaganda. All right, there's an old joke about the KGB, and the KGB were Russian. They were basically the spies. Think of them as essentially the Russian version of the CIA, right? There's an old joke, and it goes, a CIA operative and a KGB operative walk into a bar and sit down, grab a drink. And the KGB, the CIA operative, he looks to the KGB operative and says, hey, man, you guys got a lot of good propaganda right over there. You're really doing good with your citizens and all the great propaganda that you have going on and controlling your citizens. And the KGB operative looks at the CIA agent and goes, yeah, but you guys are doing even better with your propaganda. And the CIA agent goes, what propaganda? Because it's so deep that they say, what propaganda? There's no propaganda. But yeah, man, so that's the joke. It's not really even a joke, really. It's told as a joke. It's known as a joke, but that's just the truth. That's just the truth. That's just a truth told in I wouldn't even say it's a humorous fashion. It's only funny because it's fucking true. That's the only reason it's even funny, right? Because other than that, it wouldn't even be a funny joke. It's just funny because it's true. It's what they would call what's the name of that form of comedy? Absurdist humor. All right, it's absurdist because it's so ridiculous that it's funny. And it is. It's so ridiculous because it's true, right? That's not even a joke, all right? CIA does do mass propaganda. I mean, and they try to say, there's no such thing as a PSYOP a division or a PSYOP. And then they literally have a PSYOP division. It's a division of the military. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, lying about the lies that they lied about, to quote Elder Manata Zatba. But yeah, I'm going to get off of here. Just a little bit of a lesson here. Getting a little rambly now, as I do at night. I already tend to be rambly as it is, but at night I get especially rambly. So Lord willing, there was edification to be had from it. But yeah, this guy Trump, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe next week, Lord willing, we're alive and well and all that. We'll see his seventh successful complete destruction of Iranian infrastructure. I mean, mind you, it's looking like we're going to be here for a little bit longer because we haven't got the Mark of the Beast rolled out yet and any of that stuff going, which is like the big prophecies we're waiting for. So once we got that going, that's how we know we're almost out of here. Right? That's the big prophecy we're waiting on, because once we got that rolling in this place, we know, man, Yahushua is right around the corner, because World War III is going to, be in full effect right after that, nuclear war and stuff, and then that nuclear war is Yahushua's war. That's when he shows up. All right, Yahushua's war. All right, Yahushua is showing up, and with his angels, it's going to be hot, 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 man. It's literally and physically, and literally, physically, and not parabolically, but hypothetically, right? So hypothetically hot is in, the Lord's going to be hot with it. He's going to be taking it up, as they say, hot, right? It's a slang. And then it's also going to be physically hot, all right, because it's going to be hot here. And it's literally going to be hot because war is going to be popping, all right? It's going to be a hot zone. So all those different hotnesses are going to be popping off. All right, the Lord with his heat, all right, as an example. And, of course, all the other versions. So we're waiting on that. But, in 2-3 months, well, that's to me to be the real telling factor of what Trump said, because he said the war will be done within a couple months. So, next few or couple months, I can't remember exactly what he said, quoted. So we'll just give him not the couple, because a couple would be 2. We'll use a few. All right, we'll go with 3 months. Matter of fact, here's the deal, Trump. I'll give you 4 months. I'll give you 4 months. You said a couple months or a few months. I'll give you 4. All right. Let's see if this war is even ended in 4 months. Okay. No, I give you 6 months. Let's see if it's even ended in another half a year, if we're still here by then. Let's see. I'll give you up to then. Hell, I'd even give you a year. I just don't know if we got it. This war ain't ending. No. We're going to be done with the war. It's almost done. Another couple of months. All right, then. Let's see. All right, we know you're a liar. So that's what we're going to close out with. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.